Can I turn my acoustic guitar into a drum kit? Well, check this out.
Kick drum, snare, bass. One-man band.
I got something on my mind. On my mind. Oh, oh.
So, I really like the idea of using my instrument to create my drum sounds when I'm live looping. But the problem with my acoustic guitar, with just a piezo in the bridge and no microphone, is that I've never really been able to get anything close to a natural sounding kick drum. But recently, David Guva reached out, who makes apps on the App Store for iOS devices, and offered to send me a couple of his products that he's made for me to try out. And I came across something that I think is really interesting. Tapko Stomp may just be the plugin that I need to turn my acoustic guitar into something usable when it comes to drums. So using a few different instances of this plugin on my acoustic guitar, I can take advantage of the different frequencies to trigger different things. Essentially, the plugin listens via a threshold to some incoming signal, and you can use like a high pass filter or low pass filter to tailor it to suit you. And then it sends a MIDI note of your choice to a drum sampler of your choice. For example, I'm going to be using the bridge and the low end boom of tapping the bridge on my acoustic guitar to trigger a kick drum. Or if I want to target the higher frequencies by strumming some of the guitar strings and then triggering a snare, I can do so like this. If you saw any of my last video, I was exploring the idea of taking care of the low end live using just my acoustic guitar without the need to record any extra bass loops. Well, now I've been thinking, can I do the same for drums? This is all following on from my recent inspiration when I took a trip to Dublin and I was listening to a chap called Neolithic absolutely kill it live. Really good at getting the crowd going, could chop and change songs. He was creating this really nice low end kick from his bridge, and it really got me inspired to look into ways of looping without the stress of building up too many layers. The big takeaway being, focus on the song, not trying just to loop everything for the sake of it. And then over time, once I'm confident with the basics, I'm going to be adding in those bells and whistles inside of Loopy Pro. But my predominant underlying thought at the moment is, can I simply grab an acoustic guitar, enjoy the performance without the stress of looping? That's what I want to focus on first. Too many times I have found myself building really complicated Loopy Pro templates with amazing functionality, only to panic when I get to a gig and just default to my usual acoustic guitar anyway. Well, hopefully not this time. So I can see Tapko Stomp being useful for so many different applications, but primarily for me, I really like the idea of getting a nice fat kick drum without having to install any additional microphones into my acoustic guitar. Just simply swapping out the weak sounding bridge for a sample like this makes a world of difference. I can also see myself using the higher frequencies for that snare, but this is more likely something that I will use sparingly. It will probably get triggered by way too many notes on my guitar because it's hard to isolate it. But I will turn this on and off, and it'll be quite cool if I've got quite sparse chords and then they can be doubled up with a snare as well. And I mean, that's just two very basic examples of how you can use this plugin. I'm sure there are many other creative ways where you could trigger whole chords or synth lines if you so wish. So let's take a little look at how this plugin works.
So this is my session inside of Loopy Pro. I've just got my acoustic coming in on input 2 here. And I've got a bit of trickery going on with this low octave on the bass. That's over here on my bus channel. I won't go into that today. That was in my last video, so feel free to check that out. We're just looking at the Tapko Stomp. And what I've chosen to do is create two instances of the same input. So here on these two channels, they're both taking the signal from my acoustic guitar that is plugged into my audio interface. And what I've done is tried to separate out the frequencies that are being created by my guitar, the kick coming from the boomy hit of the bridge, and the snare coming from the higher register on my acoustic guitar. So let's take a look at the kick drum first. Now inside Tapko Stomp, which I'll show you in a second, you can control the frequencies, but I've gone one step further and actually tightened things up before it even goes into the plugin. I found I was getting a little bit of a better result from doing that. So here on the equalizer, you can see if I tap the bridge, the frequencies that I'm trying to target here are basically the only frequencies that I am letting carry on down the channel. Now after that, I'm just going into this compressor. This is also from the same developer, and really I'm only using this to add a load of makeup gain so that that narrow frequency band is just being a really nice clear signal going in to Tapko Stomp. So here's the main plugin and here is the window. Now I've obviously spent a bit of time setting this up, but I'll quickly run you through the idea. There is a learn button here which you can press, and then you can tap your guitar or do whatever you need to do, and it tries to detect the best settings. I had sort of mixed results with that. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, but I always like to tweak it really anyway. So I just went manual in the end. After that, we have the detection portion and we have the sensitivity. So for example, at the moment, I've got this set up so the kick drum works. But if I was to turn that sensitivity down, it's obviously not being engaged right now. Let's find that sweet spot. Have to hit pretty hard to get that to come through, which is kind of hard to play at the same time. So I was finding something around here. Was working well for me. Obviously, it's all a balancing act, so that compressor that's feeding this, if there's loads of makeup gain there, then the sensitivity is higher, so you've got to mess around with it a little bit. The minimum gap I'm taking as like a re-trigger, so I don't want it to be capable of like doing too many kick drums too soon. So I've actually got this on like a really slow re-trigger. I only really want to hit a kick drum, a chord. Maybe the fastest I'll go is this kind of speed. So I've got the minimum gap quite high there. I'm not fully sure what the dynamics does to the sound. To my ears, it sounds pretty similar. Maybe someone can pop down in the comments what I'm missing there. And then you've got your low cut, which is, you know, if you're just targeting the higher strings, you'll have a low cut up quite high so that you don't accidentally trigger, say, the snare when you're just hitting the lower strings and that kind of thing. But because I've done a little bit of EQing before on the way in anyway, I haven't had to mess around too much here. And then this is the fun part. The MIDI is really clever. This is the note that is being triggered by me hitting the guitar. And you can choose what note you would like to send out, and then of course you can send it into any drum samplers. So by default I had this set up on C2, and then I'm just making sure that my drum pad is C2, the sample that I am triggering. You can change the MIDI channel as well, and if you want to get advanced here, you can also set it up to do CC values. So I mean, open your mind to the possibilities here. You could get it to trigger all different kinds of things, but for me, I just want it to trigger a drum sample. So I'll quickly show you the drum sample that I've got it triggered. Again, another plugin from the same developer. This is Tapko Drum, I believe. And I haven't messed around too much with this, so I can't talk you through it, but I've just loaded my own kick sample in here. This is a kick with a bit of vinyl crackle on the top. And then I've gone for the default snare that came with this plugin. And you can see C2 is 36 and D2 38 is where I'm getting my snare. So if I hit the bridge, you can see it's triggering that sample. And the lovely thing is I can load in any sample that I want. For the snare channel, again, it's another version of the acoustic guitar. And this time I'm kind of doing the opposite. I've cut out all the low end because I really don't want the snare to be triggered by any lower strings or any accidental taps on the acoustic guitar. I could get a very similar effect using the high and low cuts inside of Tapko itself, but again, I'm just being double safe and feeding it in with the same idea. And I've had to mess around with the sensitivity a little bit more, but we've got it now so that it's not triggering unless I hit it relatively hard. So softly, it triggered there. If I hit it hard. Now this is a bit of a balancing act, this one, as to when I want that snare to kick in. But it's kind of cool, I really like that. And of course the snare is triggering D2, and that's set up inside of my drum program, and you can see the snare being triggered. So I've got kick drum, and I've got snare. Pretty simple in theory. Of course you can get it to trigger anything you like, but for me, I just want to be able to create some kick drums and some snares. And it very much feels like I'm trying to learn a new instrument. The ability to hit the bridge and a chord at the same time is something I definitely need to get a little bit better at.
So that's where I'm at with Tapko Stomp. I think it's a fantastic little app, and there are many different use cases where I think it can be really valuable. It's moments like this where you get a quirky little app inside of a powerful program like Loopy Pro. It makes you glad you are using an iPad as your looping system. There are so many ways you can configure a live setup when you go down this road, and I think there's a way you can set something up to suit everyone, not just heavy looping, but some light looping or just a few elements that you want to add in to your live performance. By the way, if you happen to be new to Loopy Pro, I do have a completely free course. There's a link in the description where you can get your head around this amazing program. But that's a wrap on this week's discovery. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about Tapko Stomp. If you want to learn how I'm getting that low end on the E and A string when playing my acoustic guitar, then click the video on screen now and I'll give you a deeper dive into the settings that I'm using. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.